What's up, gamers? Matt here with That's Fair Podcasting and Gaming Geeks Live. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you today about Ubisoft and the state that it seems to currently be in, and Yves Guillemot, or however you want to say the CEO's name, who is trying to do damage control on a company that has failed in the last Assassin's Creed, if not a little bit more than that. So, yeah, damage control for Ubisoft in this video, so stay tuned. In 2007, when Assassin's Creed dropped and we were introduced to Altair, the first protagonist, I think we were all just blown away. We were all just like, we couldn't believe what we had. I mean, you know, playing it now, yes, the game was very repetitive. You did a lot of the same things constantly over and over, which obviously is what repetitive means. But, you know, from saving people to, you know, these little side quests and whatnot. And it did become tiresome to some degree when you started playing like Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio and so on, and ultimately up to Black Flag, which was the apex. But this was a time, I think, when Ubisoft was completely linear in their video games, Assassin's Creed. And what I mean by that is there was a directive. You know, the narrative was already, you know, pushing you towards a specific situation without so much side shit to distract you. But anyway, guys, as I just wanted to get that out. But if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Maybe like the video to help us in that algorithm, get us more clicks. I appreciate the subscribers that have jumped on to That's Fair Podcasting and to Gaming Geeks Live. I sincerely appreciate it. It means the world to me. And if you don't do any of those things and you watch the video, hey, that works, man. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it. Thanks for joining. But, you know, what was to me a well-crafted game fest at the beginning, with just a wonderful story being told with the assassins and the Templars and whatnot. And it was just, you know, it was going places. I mean, you know, the more linear the game was, I think the better off we were equipped to a great story and a great adventure that was right before us. I mean, it continued with Ezio in the trilogy, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. And at this point, man, this game, Ubisoft, I think, was on top of the world, man. They were king shit, dude. I mean, they were like the ultimate badasses in video games because they were making these great protagonists. Like Ezio, probably the most popular one, even if the most popular of the series is Black Flag. He might be the most popular protagonist. But, you know, you had these, you know, this up-and-coming game, you know, it brought Assassin's Creed 3 Connor to on American soil, you know. You had Black Flag that rose from that. And I mean, we could keep going from Rogue to Unity, all the way to Origins, to Odyssey, to Valhalla, to now Shadows. And anyway, where I'm going with this is Yves Guillemot, or Guillemot, I think he's French, is trying to do damage control to Ubisoft now. And what I mean by that is I think he's composing a 10-man team to try to go out there and really just nip it in the bud, nip Ubisoft in the bud. I think, you know, they're holding jobs are being lost to make sure they bring in the right people or move around the right people that need to be in the right situation. Because upon the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, you had so many people of that development team that had no freaking clue what they were doing. They'd never worked on anything before. And they made an absolute dog piss of a game. Assassin's Creed Shadows, how do I put this? You keep reading that it's selling well. It's sold well. It had a second best launch behind Valhalla. Okay, a launch. Why are you telling us about the launch? I mean, we've had space shuttles that had successful launches and it didn't go so well afterwards. We've had, you know, series of movies that had great launches but just bombed at the box office. I mean, launches don't mean shit to us. We need numbers. Give us sales numbers. Ubisoft, give us actual sale number to Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can't do it. You had so many of these, and I'm going to get into this, progressive people that wanted to bring in their vision of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Look, man, when I played the first Assassin's Creed back in 2007, I looked right at my wife. The first thing I said was, they need to bring this series to Japan. And then I don't remember exactly when the first trailer launched. It wasn't even a trailer, but a snippet, a teaser, so to speak, of Assassin's Creed codename Red, if you remember. And it showed the shinobi jumping up and holding that, you know, hidden blade and holding the sword behind him. And we went fucking nuts, man. We went absolute apeshit because we were getting a Shinobi Assassin's Creed game. Who wasn't excited? This is what we've been waiting on. When it said Assassin's Creed Codename Red, I think Ubisoft did that on purpose to sort of just give us a whiff of the game we wanted, because they're coming off a massive success of Valhalla, which I think hit $1 billion in revenue, and Ubisoft just blew up, man. And it's like, then they moved on to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I mean, you had Mirage after that, but no one gives a shit. Then you had Assassin's Creed Shadows that came out to mixed reviews. I mean, you know, they were bragging about having 3 million players, not sales. You know, they're still to this day trying to convince us, oh, sales were great, sales were this, sales were that. Show us numbers, man. That's all we want. Please. Prove us wrong. Prove us gamers wrong. Because what we don't want is that progressive shit that you put into that game. You needed to follow historical accuracy in this one for some reason. I mean, you know, we had made up protagonists like Ezio, like Altair, like Edward Kenway, like, you know, Alexios or Cassandra and Eivor. People that didn't exist, but you could allow them to mix them in with actual history. But only this time you chose to choose an African American, well, not even American, African samurai that has no basis of any proof that he ever existed. I mean that in the actual sense that he didn't exist. I mean, as a samurai, he existed, sure, but as a retainer, not a samurai. I mean, it's just, but you had to fit a narrative. I mean, all these government-funded programs that sit there and pay these companies to project DEI shit into here, all those are gone now. And now Ubisoft is reeling backwards going, oh shit, because the current administration in office has done away with all that shit. Has done away with all these funded programs that sit there and just shell out money to these video game companies to make progressive shit and teach us, or preach to us. It's all this shit that we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear it. You know, you had South of Midnight, you had Unknown 9 Awakening, Dragon Age to freaking Velgard, man, of all of them, absolute shit that literally brought an entire series, a great series, to its knees, an end. It brought an end to a great series, because I don't think you can recover from that one. Just absolute dog shit by BioWare. And then you had Ubisoft throw their hat in the mix with DEI. You have a female shinobi protagonist. Why? Because the people, the progressive people at Ubisoft were so pissed off about the numbers of people playing Alexios versus Cassandra and a male Eivor versus a female Eivor. The numbers were so high in the male category, but that's the gamer analytics, man. It's not that there aren't female gamers out there. Hell, me and my wife plays with me 7 Days to Die 1.0, or now 2.0. But she's a gamer. There's tons of female. I'm friends with so many female gamers, but they didn't want that shit either. They didn't believe. I mean, you had very historical, you know, very, very accurate historical people that you could have followed, like Hideyoshi or Hattori Hanzo, a famous ninja. You chose to use an actual historical figure based on fiction. And now, where I'm going with this is Ubisoft is in a current state of damage control. And what I mean by that is, again, Yves Guillemot is conducting this 10-man team to sit there and do damage control and oversee all this shit that has not been working. And Ubisoft is in a high state of shit right now. I don't know how much of their shares they sold off to Tencent, but I don't think we're over. I don't think we're done seeing them selling off to Tencent. They wanted to assume control, which I will hope they give Tencent control. The Guillemot family doesn't want to do that. They don't want to surrender because they still pride before the fall, and pride is causing the fall, so to speak. But anyway, Ubisoft is in a state of just complete disarray. I mean, they've had lawsuits against them with overworking people. You know, none of this is opinion. This is all based on fact. But anyway, Ubisoft, an adored company by me for so long, you could see the writing on the wall over time. I mean, Valhalla had its share of DEI, but it wasn't so bad. And then, thanks to many of the YouTubers out there to warn us about Assassin's Creed Shadows, we saw the writing on the wall thanks to these people on YouTube that help us out, gamers, real gamers, not these make-believe audience gamers that make up maybe not even 1-2% that this pandering is aimed at. Look, you know, if you want to fail, this is how you do it. It's like, again, I've said it once, I'll say it again. They're heading towards the iceberg on purpose, and they're not steering away from it. They know it. Anyway, that's all I had. I just wanted to rant about Ubisoft and what Yves Guillemot is trying to do, because now I think he realizes it's too little too late, but what kind of damage control can you give? Well, we're going to find out. Do I want to see Ubisoft fall? No, I don't. Do I want to see them change back to what made them great as far as their linear Assassin's Creed games? Yes. The RPG elements, they're too big. I mean, I love it. I love it. Unpopular opinion, I love the RPG Assassin's Creeds like Odyssey and Valhalla. I enjoyed it, but they're too big. There's too much it takes you off the beaten path, and you ultimately start giving up because it's too big, if that makes sense. A video game too big, but it is. Anyway, guys, that's all I had. I just wanted to rant about Ubisoft. I'm just reading the latest about Yves Guillemot and how he's now trying to do damage control over a company that is falling hard. But again, if you took the time to watch the video, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Again, please subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, subscribers that we've gotten lately, for jumping on, sincerely. And if you like the video, to send us in that algorithm, great. And if you don't do any of those things, and again, you just watch the video, that works for me, man. I sincerely appreciate it. And I'm sorry about the rant, but I just had to tell you, Ubisoft is now in a state of panic, and it's obvious. But anyway, to you gamers, as I always tell you, every one of you, all love to you, and I'm outro.